Now I'm down in the veg garden section. Now I've got a few plants for this area. The beds were kind of put in a hurry because I didn't have anywhere to grow anything and I really want to start growing stuff. So these were kind of cobbled together with timber or pallet stuff that we had lying around. Now the beds grow quite a bit of stuff, which is very good. I want to fine tune it a bit to make it more lower maintenance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down some matting around the beds and in between the beds, and then I'm going to use bark chippings, or when I shred timber branches and stuff, I'm going to use that to put on top of the matting, so it doesn't cost me a fortune, but also that it will keep the weeds down. That's the rooster. He's a mad fella. But I just think that I need to make it more easy to manage. So I want to kind of fine tune it a bit. Thank you, Roo. Yes, you're great. Oh yeah, these are cute. These are called walking onions. I don't know if you know about them. I got some of these a few years ago. And the way they grow is they have a long stalk, and then you have these little bunches of onions that sit on top. And they basically fall down and then they land on the ground and then they start to regrow. Now, what I love about these is they're basically a perennial onion. So you can see all the different bulbil bunches on the floor there, and they basically grow into like scallion type thing. So you can eat them actually, the green part as scallions, or spring onions, but these bulbils, what you do is when they get to kind of a bit bigger than this size, you basically split them apart. So you'll split apart those individual bulbils and you end up with individual little onions you can plant. So these are basically multiplying onions that just never stop growing. And like even in the wintertime, you still see greenery. So I just think they're a great addition to the garden. So I'm actually going to give a whole bed over to these. So you can transplant them, just bung them back in the pot they're in. Now I'm going to plan to be moving this bed anyway, so I'm just throwing them in there for now. Into a bigger bed because they are so productive and they just keep multiplying, which is great. Now I do grow regular onions as well. These little ones here, I grew them from seed and they are growing fine. So those ones I would use for salad onions kind of thing, or I could use the walking onions if I want to. Now last year I grew loads of beetroot, but this year it's just very, very slow. It's kind of weird weather. So it's growing anyway. But with the weather being warm and cold, it didn't really do that great. So you're getting the chorus from the rooster. Now I also have blueberry plants there that are in pots at the minute, and strawberries. Now I have to come up with somewhere to put those. I haven't worked that one out yet. And over the far side, past the table and chairs there's a whole load of raspberries, also in tubs. So I need to come up with a place to put them as well in the new vegetable and fruit garden. So I'm going to kind of draw it out on paper and see what I can do and where I can do it. But the main thing was if the hens are in their own run, then I have more free access. So I plan then to open up the area. There's Roo, there you can see the rooster. He's a big boy. Are you going to say hello? Are you going to say hello, Roo? He's quite chunky. That's him there. Say hello. But he's very protective of his hens, so I kind of have to keep my distance. Don't we? We have a love-hate relationship. I think you're lovely and you hate me and love to chase me. So, but he's quite a big bird. He's a Sussex, and they're a dual-purpose bird. You can use them for eggs, and you can also use them for meat. But I just rear a few chickens for more young hens. But they really are lovely. So I give them like chicken food and also give them some cooked food from the house. If there's like leftover bread or leftover vegetables and stuff, they love that. And then when if I weed the tunnel, they get all the weeds. So they're always getting a varied diet. So, but this isn't ideal for them. So I want to try and make them more space and a better kind of place for them to pick and scratch and sunbathe and all the rest of it. So that's the plan. A lot of work to do, and hopefully you'll come along with me through the process. And the black currants this year, now I did pick a load of black currants, and my mum, she was picking some as well with me, so she wanted to make jam. The blackberries really got into this bed this year, so I'm going to enjoy the blackberry harvest. And then, because these black currants haven't been cut back for about 10 years, I'm actually going to cut them back to a couple of inches above the ground, maybe 6 inches above the ground, because they're probably about 10 foot tall at the minute. So I know I won't get black currants next year, but I have loads of blackcurrant jam and black currants in the freezer, so I don't really mind, because I really need to get this area under control. So lots to do and lots of plans. So basically that's what I'm at today, trying to work out what I'm doing and where, and the sequence of what to do next. So at the minute I'm at the rise tingle of lists. So today was a really weird day. There was heavy showers and thunder, and now it's blue skies and sunshine. So we're kind of in and out in between the weather. So that's the update really of what I plan to do. So this here is going to have the matting put down, and then the bark chips around it, and try and kind of give me a more intensive and useful area. And then the long bed here, I'm debating what to do with that for next year. The nectarine tree over here, this is kind of a bit of waste ground around it, and it's too hard to dig in. So what I might do is I might actually put courgettes around it next year, because the leaves will kind of keep everything under control, and it's a big area that's really kind of wasted space otherwise. And it's sheltered by the hedge as well that's there. So if I trim back the grass and then I put the courgettes here, it would be nice as well beside the bridge, because you see the nice big flowers. So that's the plan anyway for next year for that area. There's lovely comfrey there growing. The comfrey is really nice. I have in loads of different places around the garden, and it's really useful plant, both for like herbal remedies and also for a feed. Basically you get that and nettles, and you put them into a barrel and you let it top up with water. Like I have one over here, I'll show you now what I'm on about. This is the barrel here. I basically throw in nettles and comfrey, and it creates a lovely gooey mess in there. And basically it's a really strong liquid feed. So anytime I want some, I put some water in the watering can and just turn this, top it up with a bit of that. Now everything seems to love it. I watered the courgettes with it, and they really came on well since they had a feed of that stuff. So all the fertilizers and everything are getting so expensive now, so anything you can save or anything you can utilize, I'm all for it. So I'm trying to get also some more like perennial stuff that keeps coming up, and like the perennial onions. There's also perpetual spinach as well, and I'm growing seeds of that. So, and there he is again. This guy doesn't know what time it is. You can stop crowing, we all are awake. But that's basically what's in here. I have a lot of herbs and stuff I also need to divide up as well. I've got chives in a lot of places, and those chives there need to be split up. So I'll split them up into pots and put them in different places. I took some lemon balm in because I wanted to make some dried lemon balm for lemon balm tea. So I picked a load and picked up all the leaves, and I just had the stalk bits, so I figured I would stick them in a pot just to see what happened, and they actually started to grow. So I've multiplied the lemon balm by about 12 or 13 different pieces. So there's another big clump of lemon balm here beside the nettles, so I'm going to pick a load more and do the same again. The bees love lemon balm, so I will put it into pots, and then I can transplant it around the garden at the front and everywhere, because the bees will travel if they smell it, and they seem to really like it. So here there's a fabulous rhododendron. When it's in bloom, it's lovely. It's red. It's kind of gone over now. And that's Cotoneaster too. The bees love that. And there's a lilac tree there, which was a cutting I took from the one out the front. And there's more comfrey there as well, but it's kind of really overgrown. It's hard to see what's here. So the next plan of action is to get the strimmer out. When my son is off for a day, we'll come out here and we'll work and clear up this area. And once it's under control, then I can come up with a lawnmower and mow it. But it's just too out of control at the minute. So weather permitting, we're trying to get this done, some of this done this week. So, or this coming week, I should say. So that's the first bit anyway. This is the rose garden, and we're going to try and spruce this up a bit and tidy it up and make it more usable and user friendly and much prettier, hopefully. So thanks for coming along with me on this video chat, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks, bye for now.